if we can have a good call that creates an opportunity that sales is able to go take and make money on. A lot of our role is just making the customer feel listened to and feel happy.
Being able to grab resources whenever you can in order to help the person to get an answer.
You just need to be an active listener.
Hey guys, what's up? This week at One-on-One with Christian Ryan, we will be interviewing a customer success manager at the QT Company. QT Company is known as QT Group, not Quick Trip. Some more background information on QT Group. They are a helping company that provides solutions on all different platforms. What does that mean? Who knows? Just kidding. Basically helping you solve problems on your software. The company headquarters is stationed in Espoo, Finland, and Drew is our customer success manager in the company. In this video, Drew will help us answer 3 questions. And the first question is the funniest or most unexpected customer request he has ever received. Number 2, what is a good day or a bad day as a customer success manager? Number 3, if someone wanted to do this job, what characteristics do you need or think they need to be successful?
Hi everyone, I am Drew and I'm a customer success manager at the QT Company.
Awesome. Thanks, Drew. Thanks for sharing a little bit about your the title of your career. So let's get started. And the first question for you, Drew, is what's the funniest or most unexpected customer request you've ever received, and how did you handle it?
Well, that's easy. The funniest one is probably this customer reaching out who was the first thing he said was, "I want to talk to the head of your company," as if I had a direct link to the head of our company. That's 5,000 people, and I was like, "No," I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "What's wrong?" And they were like, "Well, I have like the thing that's going to shut down your company because I found the loophole," something like coming up with some random thing. And I was like,
No.
yeah, they were just ready to they were just like ready to talk to the CEO to basically be like, your company's going away because I found a better way to do it. And so I just listened. I just, essentially that's my role, is like, I really just let the customer just talk. He clearly needed someone to hear him out. And, he was still just kind of angry. So I let him know, like, unfortunately, I don't have the person's email. If you want to reach out to our support team, they can put in a ticket that will go to the CEO. But I appreciate you reaching out, and just told him. And he said, "Thank you for listening to me." And then he went on his way.
At some point in time, do you want to like laugh in the conversation, or are you pretty good at keeping it like straight?
No, I'm pretty good at keeping it straight. I mean, it's hard. It's like, I don't ever really laugh with the customer. It's more hard for like not getting like frustrated when a customer is just like adamant and not listening, and I'm like or they're just like they're talking for too long, and I'm like have to like cut them off. But it's not it's not something I've ever like struggled with a customer, because it's like, it's fun to laugh after.
That's hilarious though. I mean, I imagine that's what some people feel like they can do. It's like, hey, I've got the authority and I will shut down this company that has been going on longer than I have.
Yeah.
It probably been alive.
I'm more just like, it's like, go for it. Like, if you have the key to like take on our company that's huge, like, great, man. Like, good luck, and I'll come join your company when it's ready.
You're like, we need people like you. Actually, we need we need geniuses. Okay, we need people like this.
I'll send you a job application.
No, that's great. That is funny, and it seems like you handled it pretty well. Was there any like follow-up call, or did it end?
Never heard from them again.
Okay.
I looked them up on LinkedIn, and they had a picture of themselves with an American flag behind them, and they were self-employed. You take with that what you want.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing big things there. That's funny, man. That's a good thing nothing happened after that. But
I tried to give a little information on who I was to that person. I do not want you to track me down.
Yes. Next question, Drew. Can you walk me through a good day at customer success management, and where everything goes smoothly? What about a bad day as well, where everything seems to go wrong?
Yeah, they're pretty polar opposite, which is funny, but I would say a good day is definitely one is you have internally, you have sales because we work, in customer success, we work a lot with our sales teams. And so I would say a good day is sales is communicating with us. They're talking to us and letting us know what's going on with customers. They're advocating for us to their customers. And then, that's internally, but then externally with the customers, a good day is just people picking up the phone, meetings being scheduled, us being able, obviously the biggest part is us being able to successfully help customers because, if we're getting problems from them and we're not being able to figure it out, we don't know how to solve them, then that's not helpful. But when we're able to actually offer a solution, we're able to provide helpful links and they are able to be successful from that, that's the best day. Especially when it's a day full of those. If we can have like 3 internal calls, 3 external calls, and it's just back to back of us helping people, that's great. And also, I was just gonna say, as customer success, I mean, if we can have a good call that creates an opportunity that sales is able to go take and make money of, that's, the ultimate win.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I was just gonna ask you, sales, when you say, do you mean people on like direct contact with the customer? Is that right when you say sales?
Yeah. So essentially my role is I'm post-sale, essentially. So it's like when there's a new customer that comes in, they work with sales, they sell them the product, and then they introduce them to me, and I'm the person that keeps them happy. So when it comes time to renew their license or product or buy more of it, they're happy because they've been working with us and we've been continuing the relationship. It's not just like, here's the product, it's sold, and then see you never again. It's, we want to make sure we're retaining them. So if we can get them to buy more by just being a advocate for them, then that's a great day.
That's awesome.
Bad day.
So before you get to bad day, I just want to understand even more. So it seems like the sales person gets kind of the initial connection, and then you guys hold the relationship. Is that right?
Yeah. We're I would say once the sales close, it's just, we're that middleman throughout the rest. We're there for the rest of the process. Obviously, we want to work as one team that, the account manager, the sales manager is continuing to be there as well. But we're the person that's checking in with them, having those monthly, weekly calls to just continue the relationship and make sure that's especially if there's things going wrong, we're the ones that are getting things done for them. I would say bad day is if sales doesn't know exactly, what happens at our company is sales doesn't really know what customer success does. And then they're they're promising the customer one thing, but we don't do that. Or there's a lack of communication and they're not introducing us, and and sometimes with sales, kind of the old version of sales, I guess, would be, they want to handle everything. So they are very hesitant to introduce us to customers because they're like, no, I don't want you messing up the relationship. But we don't benefit from anything, from selling anything. We're trying to help the account manager. So one is that internally, if sales is just not cooperating, and then externally, obviously, is if we have a customer who's just angry, and we don't have a solution for them, we can't help them. Or if customers are just not answering our calls, not getting back to us, not answering emails, which can happen a lot. They just essentially just ghost us. And and then if we aren't having conversations with them, then that's not helpful with anyone. Okay.
No, that's it seems like there needs to be a lot of communication or teamwork between internal and you guys in order to make the sale.
Not even just to make the sale, but to also not confuse the customer, because if the account manager, if the customer comes and asks a question and if I'm answering that question because it's directed, something that I can handle, but the account manager jumps over and says something opposite of what I said because they're trying to make a sale or do something that's not necessarily it's just the customer gets confused and it's wait, who do I go to for these questions? And also which answer is right, because you guys clearly aren't speaking internally, and now I'm frustrated because I don't know where I'm supposed to go. So it looks bad, and we try to
Sure.
avoid that as much as possible, that we're internally always making sure we're communicating, because before any kind of like external communication.
Okay, that's clear. My next question for you, Drew, is what's the most difficult part of the job, especially when you can't meet a customer's expectations?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say the most difficult part is, I think it's like when you get a request from a customer and you don't know necessarily where to go for those questions, if there's not a lot of resources internally for you to
Right.
find out. So if a customer asks a question I've never heard of before, I can't really figure out what department to go to. And then I go to a department they don't really know. And so now I'm kind of just going around to everyone to try to find those answers. And then if like people are on vacation or away or just not answering because they're busy, and now I'm just leaving this customer stranded while I'm, with this, they have this important question, but I don't know who to go to. So it's like, it's not fun when I have to go back to the customer and say, sorry for the delay. We're still working on this, while their work is basically just like hit a roadblock and they can't get things done due to like our, process internally.
Right. In that case, would you just have to say like, sorry, we can't help you today? Well, how about you just call back another day? Or what would you kind of do
No,
to
I would
handle it?
just, what I would do is really, I would try to make sure that I'm keeping them. Honestly, it depends on the situation, but the main thing
Sure,
is
sure.
I would make sure that I am continuing to let them know on a daily basis that any updates whatsoever. Like,
Okay.
I'm reaching out to a new group, because I found out it's a different group that handles this. Sorry again for the delay. Next day, I am, this person is away today, but I'm waiting on an answer. It should be coming to you by Friday. I'll make sure to let you know by then. And just continuing to make sure that, hey, I'm going to give you every update, whether it's not really good or whether it's good, but I'm not just going to sit here and let you just stir waiting for me to respond, a week later, 2 weeks later, and so on.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that I feel like that feedback is what people need. The continuous communication, right?
It's even, I think it's a lot of our role is just making the customer feel listened to and feel happy. So it's like, even if say if I'm not getting an answer to the question, I'm not finding anything internally, I'm going to say to them, and this is all over email, I'm going to say to them, hey, let's jump on a call. I'm going to bring someone on the call. If you can just explain the situation a little bit more, we have just a couple follow-up questions. Then the more we have, then when I finally, when this person gets back to me, the faster I can get a response to you. So it's like them being able to get on a call and just talk. It's like you feel better when you're able to talk about your problems and someone's actually listening. So it's like, even if I can't find you that answer right away, I'm going to make you feel special and heard, essentially.
That's great, man. I feel like you guys can take the role of a psychiatrist if you need to. And in this,
well, I mean, our role. I mean, we tell people it's like we're the good guy. We're not trying to sell you anything. Ultimately, at the end of the day, obviously, we want more sales from our role. But our goal is not to sell you. Our goal is for you to be happy. So it's like customers just talk. They just talk and talk, and then we find a lot of opportunities in what they're saying, because when you talk to a salesperson, if you're going to the store and you're like, I'm looking for a brand new broom, and the salesperson's like, oh, I got the mega broom listening, and you're like, they're not listening to your problems. Like, no, I need a broom because my garage is, it's like they're not going to listen. They just want to sell you the highest one. So when they talk to salespeople, customers just like don't relax. Whereas I'm like, what's up? Like, just talk to me.
I feel like that's such a different mentality to the norm, right? Like, I feel like most people' goal is to make this. Oh, actually, sorry, I don't want to say most people. Everyone's goal is to make a sale, but they go about it with the intention only to make the sale. And I think your approach here is what I'm hearing is it's not just about the sale, or you'll get the sale when you get to know the person, right? And you build that connection. And I feel like that's I don't know, personally for me, I feel like that's just a better avenue to go through instead of just looking at people like a dollar sign. Hey, look at people. How can I help? Yes, there is a goal here, but how can I help you instead of just like, where's the money coming from, right? Kind of situation.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I joined customer success. Cause I didn't in sales. I can have that sales mentality and it's fine, but I found more enjoyment in when I was able to listen to a customer
Mm.
and help them, and they were like happy instead of feeling just like attacked.
Yeah.
And so when I discovered they were like opening a customer success role, I jumped into it and was happy and just like told them like, yeah, I'll join this. Let's do this.
Wow.
Tell me more. And then, it was more enjoyable and definitely, it's not as much stress too, because I'm not sitting there like, at the end of every month trying to count every penny to hit my quota,
Yeah. Oh man, that's another stress. I mean, dealing with people also has a stress, right? I'm sure, but that's another
Yeah,
type of.
I mean, obviously, sales if you do well, you get the bigger paycheck, you get the extra
Sure.
benefits, there's a lot to it. But I find it more importance in customer success for myself. That's just me.
Awesome. Drew, I'm sorry, I keep harping on this idea, but I feel like that's great that you shared that, because this is what this interview, this podcast is all about. It's about people finding jobs, careers that they feel connects to their qualities, their personality, things that they naturally lean to, their strengths. And so, thanks. Awesome. That's fantastic sharing that. Okay, last question. What do you think are like 3 important qualities that you need in order to be successful at this job?
The first one is you need to be able to listen.
Mm.
Like you need to be able to you just need to be an active listener to customers. You need to be able, like with customers and internally, you just need to be an active listener for people to understand what they're going through. You can't just like have them talking and you don't listen because you're not going to learn from it, but you really need to actively listen. I think the other thing you need is definitely, it's hard to say, but I think just like you need to be someone who can speak up when it's necessary. Like you need to know when it's a time to be passive and when it's a time to be aggressive. Obviously there's times where it's like, let the customer talk. Let them say what they need to say. Or if sales is saying, internally if sales is telling me, do this, do that, I need to like, okay, like just sometimes it's like, listen to them. But then you need to be able to like be aggressive and speak up, because it's like, we're not always the people who are just going to listen. Sometimes it's like, I need to tell the customer, I need you to stop. Let's take a breath. I'm trying to help you, but what I need is this so that I can help you. Or even internally, like I have to tell the account manager sometimes, like, respectfully, you're wrong. The customer wrote, they need these things and this is what they're prioritizing. That's fine if you want to send them that information, but that's not what they're looking for. This is what they're looking for. And then, it's being able to know when it's a time to, like, you need to be able to have a good balance of that. And I would say the third, go ahead.
I was going to say, Drew, no, that's so interesting. It seems like wisdom, right? Like you need some like discernment, or like being able to judge, hey, this is going south, or this is okay to listen, which is interesting.
Well, it's one of the reasons that this role, I was kind of a little bit more also drawn to this role because it was a great learning opportunity for me personally, because one, I'm not an active listener. I'm very like, someone's having a conversation with me, I'm either just like, I'm trying to listen, but I'm not listening, or like, I'm just bad at it. So this role, yeah.
No, you're not, bro.
I don't I as much as I always love just talking about myself, like I'm trying to get better, but the role, it's done that. I mean, I've gotten a lot better at like just listening to people because I do that for a living. So I'm able to like take that in my personal life and like become an active listener. I'm not just like waiting for the moment that I can talk. And then the other thing, I mean, I'm a very like passive person, conflict avoider, but this role's definitely helped me find the times when I need to like step up and just be like, stop. Like, or like, no, like I'm sorry, but like, you're wrong. And not saying you're wrong just because I want to be the person who's right all the time, but actually it's like, I'm trying to help you. I'm not telling you you're wrong because like you're wrong. It's just more just like, let me help you. Like, I'd say that's one of the things that I've definitely learned from this role. But then I would say the third like thing that's most important for customer success, I'd say you need to be someone who's resourceful.
Okay.
I was trying to think of how to like word it, but you need to be someone who's resourceful in the way I say that. I mean, you write a lot of emails, you do a lot of calls, but you never know the request you're going to get. You never know how it's going to be reaction. It's not even just, we try to avoid being a reactionary group, this is what happens a
Right.
lot with customer success, but we try to be more like ahead of it. And like, we're sending you stuff that like, hey, we think this is going to be useful to you because you told us last month you're working on this. This is coming out. This is what you should use, you know, instead of like, they come to us with all these problems. It's like our whole system shut down and now we're trying to recover, but you never know what situation you're going to get. So it's like, it's being resourceful with what you have. It's being resourceful with being able to find answers for the customer, being resourceful with, you know, when a salesperson says, what do you know about this customer? It's like, let me go find out for you. Let me look through my notes. Let me find stuff. So it's just, I think that's definitely really useful in this role. I think it's useful in sales in general, but
Right.
definitely also in customer success in a different way as more like answer finding rather than like trying to sell you something.
Wow, that's incredible. You know, I feel like you gave me two answers that were more like qualities, personality. So one was like, you got to have it, right? Wisdom, discernment. And then the other was like, you can grow in active listening. And then the last one, I think it's awesome because it's just something you not related to maybe characteristics, I guess, but also still related to the idea of being able to grab resources whenever you can in order to help the person to get an answer. So that's great. That's great.
Oh.
Awesome. Drew, thank you so much for being on this call today. And I feel like we've learned so much. I've learned so much. And
No, I mean, it's not, I don't like it to, it's funny. I every day I'm like on an introduction call with a customer and talking about like customer success and like, I never know. I feel like my answer changes every time because it's just like it's not like one thing we do, you know, we just kind of do whatever, like we do whatever you need. Like there's definitions of what customer success, but I mean, it's just our role. It's in our name, customer success. It's just like, we want to make you successful. So it's like, if you want to do this role, if you want to be in customer success, then like you just need to be ready to just do whatever you can for someone. You need to be someone who's just willing. If you're someone who doesn't like to be like getting asked a bunch of questions and don't want to be bothered and you don't want to talk to customers, this is not the role for you.
That's important to say, though. That's really important to say because people need to know that. They need to know that, hey, if this is right, if you like this, then that's great. If it's not, don't do it. Don't do it. So that's helpful. That's helpful. That's awesome. Thanks for saying that. That's important.
I interrupt this video to say, don't forget to click that subscribe button for more content like this. And don't forget, stay to the end for more bonus information on a customer success manager. Thanks, Drew. Some bonus information on a customer success manager. Usually they need a business major degree. The annual salary is $100K, $100,000 to $140K, $140,000 a year. How much hours you spend a week? How much hours do they spend a week? 40 hours a week. Usually no more. Some of the skills they need or computer skills are Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and Teams. Dress code, usually it's a collar shirt with jeans or a t-shirt on a normal day. When the management is visiting, then you definitely want to be business casual. Feel free to go back and watch other videos of mine with other careers. Leave a comment below if you have more questions on this career and you would like to know more information, or if you would like for me to have a one-on-one with another specific job. Once again, this is One-on-One with Christian Ryan. See you guys next time.